He described each as having a head around 10 feet long, with a pale yellowish underside. He put the total body length to be around 45 to 50 feet. A more recent account happened in March of 2010. This was when fishermen near Wiseman's Ferry witnessed the creature. They claimed to have seen a creature rise above the water and said it looked like a serpent, further saying the neck was around 2 meters in length. Shortly after making itself known, it swam into the depths. With a number of reported sightings, many hunters and cryptozoologists are hoping to locate and catch the monster. The National Film and Sound Archive of Australia. The National Film and Sound Archive in Australia is located in Canberra, and is Australia's living archive liable for creating, safeguarding and giving access to a national collection of duplicates of film, radio and TV. However, the building which the archive is currently located used to be the building originally constructed in the 1920s for the National Museum of Zoology. This was envisioned by American architect Walter Burley Griffiths. Sir Colin Mackenzie was in charge of the project. However, the federal government was no longer able to fund the project when they ran out of money during the Great Depression. This was barely into the time when the work had begun on the building. Mackenzie was entrusted with reconstructing how the structure could be utilised, and it was open to people in general as the Institute of Autonomy in 1931. The collections in the institute included the heart of a celebrated Australian racehorse, and Australian bushman Ned Kelly's skull. The institution became a tourist attraction in the 30s and 40s. After the death of Mackenzie, his remains were put away in the wall behind a plaque. Interest in the Institute of Autonomy diminished in the late 1970s. Years later, sightings of Mackenzie's ghost were reported by a number of witnesses. They claimed to have seen the silhouette of a well-dressed man coming out of the wall where his ashes are, walking around the building and then returning. Another report of a ghost sighting in the building is that of a little girl. She can be seen flying around in the old theatre. At another time, a band of ghost hunters from New South Wales visited the building to stay overnight. They reported all the 4 batteries in their equipment drained down to empty at once. These events make the National Film and Sound Archives building one of the most haunted in Australia. The Devil's Pool, Australia. Near a little town of Babinda, Queensland, Australia is a natural pool. This is known as the Babinda Boulders. The nice surroundings of the environment is a haven for campers, hikers and photographers. But what most of them do not realise is that it's known as the Devil's Pool, as this place has a reputation associated with people passing away under mysterious circumstances. The Aboriginals dread the location as one of their legends about the pool is particularly devastating. According to the sad story, a beautiful young lady married an elder from her tribe. Not long after she got married, she met a younger man and soon fell in love. Shortly after, an affair took place. She decided to run away with the young man into the woods, but her husband, being an influential man, sent out men to look for her and bring her back. When they found out they were surrounded, she threw herself into the Devil's Pool rather than live a sad life without the one she truly loved. But it does not end there. The Aboriginals believe that she's still in the pool, looking for young men to lure to an early grave. Many young men have met their demise in the pool, with around 17 people drowning under mysterious circumstances since 1959, which some say gives credence to the legend. In one of the cases, a young couple stood. The woman survived, but the man was never able to get out. A more recent case happened in 2010 when a young man met his demise. It was said that an invisible hand pulled him backwards when he was swimming in a calm area. Every attempt to save his life proved tough and he eventually passed away from drowning. So what do you think of these Australian mysteries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us both grow in this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
Video, some of you might know that I do another channel called Mega Projects, which is all about mega projects. If you don't subscribe to that channel, please do. Well, by popular demand over on that channel, I wanted to cover some things that weren't quite mega enough for it, and so I present to you a brand new channel called Side Projects, covering secret Soviet space weapons, World War II's greatest airplanes, history's lost treasures, and the movement of London Bridge from London to a random town in America. Stuff like that. New videos every week on that channel, so if you were thinking, boy, Simon doesn't make enough content for me, well, good news for you. Subscribe to that channel, link below, and let's get into it. As we previously discovered, America still has plenty of bizarre and unnerving mysteries in its past, just waiting for a solution. And so does Canada. Now it's time to explore the history of Australia and find out what peculiar skeletons still hide in its closet. Number 10. The Pajama Girl Mystery. In 1934, a man walking down a road in Albury, New South Wales, came upon a gruesome sight. It was the burnt body of a young woman dressed in yellow silk pajamas. Besides being doused in kerosene and lit on fire, she had also been badly beaten and shot in the neck. The horrible murder immediately sent shockwaves throughout the country as New South Wales police were desperate to identify the victim. Formaldehyde to preserve it in the hopes of getting a lead later on. As the years went by, the Pajama Girl murder, as it came to be known, became the most notorious unsolved crime in New South Wales. Fast forward 10 years